Woof.
Okay, so here is one of the 2 new dev blogs from yesterday, from Sunday, May the 14th. This is dealing with asymmetric battles, new rank battles, technical improvements, and some other news for closed test 12.5. So, wargaming, so let's check out some new main features. Well, let's check it out. This is my first read through and just off the cuff reaction. So I actually might make mistakes here. I may have a mistaken reaction because I don't understand something. It's possible. It has happened. So anyway, let's see. Asymmetric battles. Now they've had these before. So this is a battle type where I think there's, you know, one side typically has fewer higher tier ships and the other side has more lower tier ships. So you're basically facing some powerful ships off against a larger number of lower tier ships. So let's see what they say. The asymmetric battle type will return in update 12.5. This time a team of 6 players using tier 9 and 10 ships will fight against 12 tier 7 and 8 bots. Wow, so this is going to be bots. This will be like a co-op battle, if I'm understanding that right. Battles will take place in the standard battle and domination modes. Okay. Wow, so 6 tier 9 and 10 ships against 12 tier 7 and 8s. Okay. Going to be interesting. Going to be interesting. Let's see what we're showing. We're showing different maps here. In this iteration, you won't need to earn battle tokens to participate. Excellent. It will be immediately available to all those who own tier 9 and 10 ships. It will not be possible to participate as part of a division, so you cannot div up this. That's going to suck. Bots in asymmetric battle will have improved AI. They will start playing more positionally, rush into close combat less often, and distribute themselves better around key areas. The same changes will affect the AI bots of the training room. Well, that's interesting. That opens up some interesting things you can do with the training room if they improve the bot AI. I could see some interesting things you could do there. So I have to, and I ask this question often. There's usually a reason behind when there's an alternate game mode like this and Warships tests out a new mechanic or a new ship type or makes some improvement in a certain area. There's usually some other reasoning behind that. So I have to ask the question, what's the reasoning behind improving the bot AI for, you know, this in the training room? Is there some other ulterior motive? It has to make me wonder. We'll see. So talking about the bot improvements, we're saying in addition to those changes, additional improvements will be made to the AI bots in co-op and training room. Okay, so they have improved collision avoidance system against both islands and other bots. So that means they won't be running into islands and each other as much. Similar to the training room bots, those in co-op battles will reverse if they collide with an island. Okay. Bots will try to ram enemy ships less often. Okay. That's interesting. I'm all for that. So that's interesting. They've got these bot improvements. We shall see how that shakes out and how they perform. So, yeah, that's what we hope, BFall, is that the bots will help co-op players learn better for randoms, but I don't know. We'll see. Now we talk about ranked battles, the new update. 12th season of ranked battles, in which it will be possible to participate using ships of all types. Battles in all leagues will take place in a 6v6 format on tier 10 ships. So there's no difference. There's no stepping up in tiers as you go through the different, was it bronze, silver, and gold. Now, I'm going to be the first to admit I haven't been playing ranked, so I can't speak with any authority about anything here. I may very well get something wrong. So if somebody knows something I don't, feel free to pipe up in the chat and tell me so. Let's just turn on the chat window if it doesn't mess us up too bad here. Hopefully that won't mess us up too bad. But so in the 12th season, the rule for saving a star in case of defeat is the same. It'll only be saved by the top player in the team by experience earned. Starting with update 12.5, ranked battles will support a restriction system for specific ships and ship types similar to brawls and clan battles. With this system in place, we'll be able to introduce and change restrictions during the course of the season. So that's interesting. Saving a star. So I have to ask, it will be interesting to see because subs and carriers are going to be allowed. It will be interesting to see if you can go and get a cap or two in a sub if you'll just automatically save your star every time. Because we know that the subs get a lot of XP for doing stuff. So I'll be interested to see what happens there. But ships of all types. So this is tier 10 ships of all types. So if I recall, and I can't remember the exact tiers, but in the Bronze League, wasn't it something like tier 8 ships or tier 7 ships or something like that? And then when you got to silver, it was tier 8 and 9 or tier 7 and 8 or something like that. And then tier 9 and 10. I can't remember how that went. But it was stepped up. And I think there may have also been some restrictions, like maybe perhaps carriers or subs, one or the other or both weren't included in the lower ranked divisions. So it's interesting now they're saying everything's fair game, it's tier 10s for everybody. So that means, well then what's the difference between bronze and silver and gold other than the rewards? Or platinum or whatever the third one. What's the difference in the 3 levels other than the rewards you get? You could, a lot of people I know would just go into the first bronze or whatever it was, or maybe bronze and silver. They would just go through bronze and silver and just keep repeating that rather than go up into the top tier so that they could not have to deal with certain types of ships. So yeah, there you go. Beefall 8 and 9 are bronze, 9 silver and 10's gold. That's it. Yeah, it's interesting, and yeah, it's kind of like now we're saying, okay, all 3 leagues are going to suffer now with subs and carriers. So it'll just be interesting to see. I will be very interested to see if the participation in ranked battles drops. Be interested to see if some people just don't play, because it's going to be much different than that. But okay, let's get down to the next one, technical improvements. The end of battle and transition to the post-battle statistics screen will become smoother. It will address the inconvenience of battles ending too abruptly, often interrupting exciting engagements. Okay, so does that mean you're going to get to finish an engagement that you're in, or let's see what else they say so we understand this. After one of the teams reaches the condition for the victory, or in the case of a draw, a text message will appear on the screen and the battle will last for a few more seconds before transitioning to the results screen. So basically, when those shots are in the air and the game ends, that means now you've got a chance for those shots to come down and dev strike whatever you were aiming at, or kill whatever you're aiming at. When those torps are, just a kilometer away from dev striking that battleship, that means now they get to continue on and dev strike that battleship. So as I understand this, let me keep reading because I'm forming an opinion already, but let me keep reading. During the added time, players will be able to perform actions that will not affect the outcome of the battle, but can affect their personal result. Yes, that's where I was going. For example, the damage dealt during this time will be counted. So we're going to get to potentially get more damage in the game by getting some more damage in those few seconds after the game ends, technically. Okay, so everybody's damage totals are going to go up slightly. Change the matchmaker settings for battles with tier 1 to 5 ships. Okay, this is something different. So they've changed the matchmaker settings for battles with tier 1 to 5 ships. Now the matchmaker limits softening, and accordingly the possibility to fill battles with bots will happen sooner. This will allow battles on ships of these tiers to form faster. So I know that they had some of the tiers combined for. I know now it's tier 1 to 5. I don't remember. I don't know what it was before, 1 to 3 or 1 to 4. I don't know. But this sounds like nobody's playing the low tiers, is what that sounds to me like. It's exactly what that sounds to me like. And now they've got to fill those battles up faster. So that would actually, that may actually go back to the improvement of the bot AI. So the question is, if the bot AI improvement is going to apply to regular co-op and not just the asymmetric co-op, that would explain part of the reasoning. See, as I said earlier, ulterior motive or foreshadowing or something, that this is somehow tied together. That's what I'm thinking here, is this is somehow tied together. But basically they're just saying we're allowing the games to form faster by giving a greater chance for bots to get stuck in there if we don't have enough shit. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Content and addition changes to celebrate U.S. Independence Day. The following content has been added to the game. Standard and premium Wings of Liberty containers. So it's interesting. It's a red, white, and silver. No, I'm sorry, a red, blue, and silver mailbox. So this must be the standard container, and this must be the premium with the eagle on the side. Permanent camouflages risen from the ashes for West Virginia 44 and Thunderbird for Halford. Ooh. Ooh. That's not too pretty. That is not too pretty. It looks like somebody carved an ice sculpture on front of the ship. You know, parked the ship in a block of ice, and some guy with a chainsaw came out and carved a eagle or a phoenix or whatever that's supposed to be into the front of the ship. That's interesting. Not pretty at all. Not pretty at all. And then, oh boy. Whew. Man. My eyes. My eyes. Now don't get me wrong. I love my like red and gold camos on some of the ships, but boy. Well, that'll wake your ass up. West Virginia 44 with some fiery stuff on there. And this is the same kind of camo. It's got the same front end on it, just done up to look kind of fiery. Not a big fan. Not a big fan of either one of these. Not a big fan at all. And they have the container compositions here. I won't spend a lot of time on that, but basically it looks like a couple of expendable camos. We get one item from this list, is that right? From the regular containers. You can get a couple of expendable camos, big chance to get 3,000 free XP, decent chances to get special bonuses, 5 special bonuses. That's the bulk of it. What? About 70%. Yeah. And then 0.6% chance to get a ship, of which 0.1% will be Georgia or Halford, and 0.5% will be Rochester, Hornet, Florida, California, Alabama, Saipan, or Kidd. Those are just about everything in this list is good boats. Love the Georgia. Hornet's a decent carrier. Who else? Alabama's good. Kidd is good. So nice. Let's see what the premium container looks like and how much the chance to get a ship goes up. So here you got the small chance for 25 camos, which we all know if it's camos, you just sell them and get the money. 32,000 for XP is 25. And then, what is this? 54%? 64%? Yeah, 64% chance to get that. Interesting. And you get a 6% chance instead of a 0.6% chance to get one of these ships. 1% for Georgia or Halford, 5% for the rest. Interesting. Following items were also added. Commanders. Leo Gradwell for British ships. Grigory Spiridov for Soviet ships. Felix von Par and Nikos Thalasinos for European ships. Bogey One's asking, are any of these captains buffed? I'm going to bet these are not. I'm going to bet these are like some of the captains you can buy for 1,000 gold already that are some of the, nations captains that don't, they're just they're a specific captain, like a historical captain, but they don't have any perks or buffs, or they might have a voiceover. That might be the only thing. They could have a voiceover. And some more permanent camouflages here. Star Ornament for Minsk and Perpetual Engine for Jäger. What the crap is that? It looks like a little old lady knitted a doily or a shawl and wrapped it around the ship. That camo's terrible. And wow, okay. Normally I don't say bad stuff about the art department, and I'm sure they're just doing what they're told, but that is terrible. I can't, right now, first impressions are no bueno on that one. Holy crap. So that's 3 camos we've seen so far. The other 2 are a little bit better than this, but not much. Jeez. And the Jäger. Okay, this thing's kind of steampunky. It's okay. It's neither bad nor good. All right. And then they are going to give us some expendable camos, PQ-17. Okay. It's fine. Not a bad camo. I'm not a big fan of green on the camos. I'm just not, for whatever reason. Although I do like those Russian camos that have like the brown and black and green on them that look very military. Those I like. But this particular color of green, like this mint green, not a fan of. I don't hate it, I just don't love it at all. And then we got some flags here that we can you can get: Chamomile, Mediterranean Conquest, Madrinas, Times World of Warships, Canada Day, Sea Day. Okay, lots of stuff here. Anything else I missed? Oh, and some patches. 8-point star PQ-17, Conquest of Mediterranean. Okay. Geez, lots of stuff in this one. Gee whiz. Picnic by the Sea container and Commander's Suitcase premium container. That's interesting. So this must be the Picnic by the Sea because it looks like a picnic basket. If you don't open those quick enough, they should have Yogi Bear come by and steal it so you don't have it. That'll teach people to leave containers sitting in their port too long. And then this one must be the Suitcase. Commander's Suitcase premium container. Interesting. Let's see what's in them. So you can get 25 signals or 375,000 credits. 5 camos, some coal, some free XP, some special bonuses. Okay. Nothing spectacular there. Let's see what the Commander's Suitcase gets you a chance at. free XP, elite commander XP, rare bonuses, or 1 out of 145 themed commanders. Themed commanders, which I'm assuming are like the ones we just looked at. There's some of these commanders that are, as it says, they're themed. They probably won't have any special skills or bonuses or anything. They may have a voiceover. I don't know. You know, like Dasha. Dasha, I would consider a themed commander. It's Dasha. She's available in all of the different countries, and she has a voiceover, but she doesn't do anything special. You know, all she does is look prettier than other captains. That's pretty much it. So there you go. That's the first DevBlog from yesterday. Quick recap. We got some Picnic by the Sea and Commander Suitcase containers, which, you know, interesting. You may be able to get some of these themed captains. It doesn't say, or themed commanders, doesn't say how many points they're going to have. It'll be interesting to know if these are 10-point captains or what they are. We'll see. Then we've got all kinds of flags and patches. We have an expendable camouflage that hardly anybody's going to care about. We have a lot of ugly camos. We have not camos, but permanent camos. Of the permanent camos, honestly, this one looks the best, and that's not saying much. The one here on the Jäger, kind of steampunk-ish, hot rod-ish. But this is downright butt ugly and will never be on my Minsk. If you put this on your ship, you should have a grandmother as a captain, because that's a doily on your ship. That's a doily or a shawl. Is what that is. Somebody knitted that. We have these new commanders. Again, I suspect they will do nothing special, probably just maybe a voiceover, and that's only a maybe. Yeah, I don't know about that, Bob. I don't know if I can be paid to run that thing. We got these Wings of Liberty containers and premium containers, which on the premium, 6% chance to get some pretty good ships. You know, like I said, you're talking about, well, Georgia is difficult to get with a 1%, but still, it's Georgia. Then you've got, you know, Hornet, Alabama, Kidd, and the rest of the ships are not bad either, so not bad. Yeah, then here's these ugly camos. This one, wow, this is a blind. Actually, this may have a built-in dazzle, because if you try to look at it for too long, you won't be able to. You have to shield your eyes and have trouble shooting at the darn thing. So it's probably going to increase enemy dispersion. This thing just not good. Not good. No, not good. And let's see, what else? What else? The technical, so the bot improvements. So we got bot improvements, and interestingly, the bot improvements they talked about first, and later on we find out that they're changing the matchmaker settings for tier 1 to 5 ships to make it quicker for the matchmaker to react and put bots in the battle, which tells me they're struggling to keep enough players in the queue to fulfill lower tier battles, is what that tells me. Well, it's ranked battles. Everybody suffers with subs and carriers and tier 10 through all 3 leagues. I would be shocked if there was not a drop in ranked participation. At least some. Maybe not, but at least some. And yeah, there's your bot improvements, so they won't run into islands as much, and when they do, they know to back up and go around, and they won't try to ram as often. But lastly is the return of asymmetric battles. This actually looks pretty cool. It's basically a different co-op mode. So, and we know that there are those players out there that only play co-op, and that's perfectly fine. If that's all you want to do, that's fine. You don't have to play randoms. You don't have to play ranked. You don't have to play any other of the special modes. You know, you don't have to play clan battles. You don't, I mean, you can play whatever you want. You may only play operations. I mean, you've got options in this game, and that's at least a cool thing. So I think this will be kind of interesting to see how that works out with the improved bot AI and with 6 tier 9s and 10 versus 12 tier 7s and 8s. So that'll be interesting to see how that works. So yeah. Well, there's your first DevBlog from May 14th, but there's a second. So let's go to that. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to see notifications of future videos, just ring the bell. Until next time, Tater Dawg says, woof.